everyone. Thanks for tuning back in once again to the original Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur show. Also, thanks to those of you tuned in on the Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur TV show. I'm your host, Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur, and this is the second dose of your daily vitamins. So let's talk about it because this is another tale of a dog attack, okay? And this incident, which is clearly sad, a baby's fingers had to be amputated after the mom left the child alone with a pit bull puppy, then heard screams and came in to find the dog chewing on the child's hands. So, this is just getting ridiculous. At the end of the day, I know some people that own pit bulls want to make excuses and act like, oh, they have a good temperament. They're not dangerous dogs. The dogs are taught to be mean. Isn't that what they love to say? But this dog is only a puppy. And in fact, this woman had only bought this dog home the day before. So with that all being said, if she just brought the dog home the day before, I have to wonder why she felt comfortable to leave it with the child. She doesn't even know the dog's disposition, the dog's temperament, or any of that stuff. And she left the dog alone with the child. Now, she was consequently arrested for her foolish actions, which is foolish to me, yes. Okay. I had a friend who was pregnant once, pregnant with twins, and she owned a pit bull that she'd had for maybe about 6 or 7 months. And I told her, the best thing for her to do was to sell that dog. Get rid of it before the children get here, before you have your twins. Because I don't know about y'all, but I do not trust pit bulls, any type of vicious dog, a dog that is extremely large or any of those things. I don't trust those around infants. I just don't. I remember a story when I was 8 years old. It was a lady, and I forget what kind of dog she had. I believe it was a German Shepherd. But she had a dog, and she left it in the room with her baby who was in a bassinet while she went to go do whatever in the house. And the dog chewed this baby's legs off. I will never forget that. I was 8 years old, and I heard the story on the news when my mother was watching it. Bit the baby's legs off. And then they didn't put the dog to sleep. Family members decided to take the dog. I'm like, are they crazy? Even as a kid, I knew that didn't make sense. But anyway, I just don't advise people to leave dogs that have the propensity towards being vicious around children unattended. I see people making videos all the time where they're allowing their pit bulls to play with babies and all that stuff. It's just crazy to me. But hey, what do I know? This is their life. And what they do, these are their pets, right? So I guess they can handle it how they see fit. But anyway, so let's get into it because here's what they say. The Florida mother has been charged with child neglect in connection with a dog attack on her baby. Now they say Chloe Winiski, 21 years old, was arrested Friday after a 4-month investigation. And the reason they investigated is because they said her story kept changing and they got suspicious. So Winiski on February the 14th told Charlotte County Sheriff's deputies that she placed her baby, whose age was not released, but it's younger than a year old, placed it in a bassinet so she could take a quick shower. Now, while in the bathroom of her Port Charlotte home, Winiski heard screaming and exited the bathroom to find a 3-month-old pit bull mix that she had acquired the night before, chewing on the infant's hand. So according to family members, they told deputies the dog was being kept for someone else. Also, it wasn't even her dog. Now, Winiski told investigators that she brought the dog into the home the previous day after seeing a post on Facebook. Winiski said she immediately pulled the dog off her baby, wrapped the wounds in a cloth, and called 911. Now, the baby was taken to Shoreport Health of Port Charlotte and then flown to Tampa General Hospital. Let me tell y'all something. This is so darn sad. Now, can you imagine the extreme pain that poor baby was in? Fingers bitten off, partially bitten off, and all. Can you imagine? Because just think about, I want you to think about how your fingers feel. You're an adult, but think about how your fingers feel when you slam them in a door. Have you ever had a door slam on your fingers? It is excruciating, right? And it hurts for minutes. So just imagine fingers being chewed off or partially chewed off to the point that they have to be amputated because there's no way to save them. This is all so sad. So goes on to say that the case was forwarded to the Charlotte County Sheriff's Office for the Major Crimes Unit, which conducted an investigation. Authorities found probable cause that Wieniawski did that what she did by culpable negligence failed to provide the baby with the care and supervision and services necessary to maintain physical health, causing permanent disfigurement to the child. Her daughter has been recovering with family members. Wieniawski on Monday posted a $7,500 bail and was granted supervised visitation. The paper said Charlotte County Animal Control took custody of the dog, and WBBH said the animal was quarantined and then transferred to the Animal Welfare League. Okay, let me just put up the video of the news clip. Please be sure to like and share. Y'all know they have the Queen Shadow Band, honey. Pay attention.
The first time in my 25 years of service that I have encountered a case like this. I mean, that's how rare it is.
A puppy chewed 5 fingers off a baby's hands, all while deputies say the child's mother was in the bathroom. Today, investigators announced charges for Chloe Wieniawski, saying she left the baby alone with the puppy back in February, but kept changing her story as to why. NBC2's Gage Golding is outside the family's home on Abrade Avenue in Port Charlotte, learning more about how that child is doing today.
That baby girl is making a remarkable recovery. That's what her grandparents tell me this evening. This is after doctors had to amputate 3 fingers from her left hand and partially amputate 2 more from her right hand, all after a puppy attacked her inside of this house.
That's a tragedy. It really is.
This is the first time that Keisha Godfrey is learning what truly took place here. She remembers that Valentine's Day afternoon, clear as day.
Police vans, forensic vans, they were starting to rope off everything with the yellow tape.
Inside, this 3-month-old pit bull puppy named Apollo just attacked a baby girl laying in her bassinet. Investigators say her mother, 21-year-old Chloe Wieniawski, was in the bathroom. That's when she heard her baby screaming. She ran out to find Apollo in the bassinet with her less than a year-old daughter chewing off her fingers. She told police there was so much blood, she couldn't even look at her fingers.
Oh, God, that's so awful to hear.
This is really the first time in my 25 years of service that I have encountered a case like this. I mean, that's how rare it is.
Charlotte County Animal Control took Apollo, who Chloe just brought home the day before. Meanwhile, the baby girl was rushed to a Tampa hospital. Doctors having no other choice but to amputate 3 fingers and partially amputate 2 more. All from a puppy that some say is downright adorable.
He's not going to do any harm. I get it. But you never leave a baby or an infant alone with an animal. You just don't.
While pit bulls have a bad rep for violent attacks, Brian Jones with Charlotte County Animal Control says this could have been any dog and at any point.
This could be any breed of a dog.
We know Chloe is bailed out of jail. Actually, she's home tonight, but she did not want to speak with us on camera for this story. As for Apollo, the dog that attacked this young girl, we know that he passed his 10-day quarantine at the animal shelter, and then he was transferred over to the Animal Welfare League for adoption. I'm reporting local tonight off Kings Highway in Port Charlotte. Gage Golding, NBC2.
Okay, at the end of the day, let me tell you something. That guy can miss me with it, talking about it could have been any dog at any time. Well, this is true. But the dogs that we keep constantly hearing about these attacks are pit bulls. Okay, that's just a fact. The most dogs that seem prone to attack are pit bulls. That's the ones we keep hearing about the stories, okay? Now, if it's another dog, somebody drop a comment and let me know. But I keep hearing about these, and all these stories I keep reporting to you all about dog attacks is always pit bulls, okay? You can sit down somewhere. Like I said, a lot of these pit bull apologists want to sit here and act like these dogs are not so bad. You know, there's nothing wrong with them. Well, if these dogs are not so bad and they don't have a propensity to be so vicious and all of that, why is it that these are the dogs that people use when they have illegal dog fights? I'm sorry. Say what now? Do they use poodles? No. Do they use Shih Tzus? No. Chows? No. They use pit bulls. Okay, they do that for a reason. That's why they choose that breed of dog. These dogs are known to be inherently vicious. People can miss me with it. Now, these dogs will behave in some instances. Some of them can be very loving or whatever. But who's to say at what point they'll do something nefarious if they get provoked, or even if they're not provoked? And at the end of the day, I don't care what anyone says, honey. I think that some dogs can be actually demon-possessed just like people. That's just what I think. I think that demons can take over hosts that are living and breathing, whether it be an animal or a person. Okay, now I'm not saying these pit bulls are possessed. I just think they're nefarious. But at the end of the day, I do believe such things occur. So I just think that it would behoove people to keep their small children away from dogs when they're unattended and left by themselves. Okay, that dog should never, puppy or not. And she just brought the dog home last night. She doesn't know the dog's temperaments clearly. She should never have left that dog alone with that child. Okay, that's just what it is. So please drop me a comment. Let me know what you think, how you feel about the situation. And do you have a pit bull, and what do you think about their temperament? Do you think that they're inherently dangerous or have the propensity to be vicious? Or do you think that they are not to be trusted? What do you think about leaving them around small children for them to play with or whatever when no one that's an adult is present? What do you think about all these things? I would like to know. So please leave a comment. Thank you all for tuning in once again. Enjoy the rest of this lovely day. Peace.